Morning everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, your UK-based exotic fruit growing enthusiast. There's not much to see, but I thought as it's the 1st of December, which is theoretically the start of winter here in the UK, we normally consider autumn or fall to be September, October, November, and winter is then December, January, February, and spring is sort of March, April, May, and the other months are summer months. So I thought as it's the sort of first day, as far as I'm concerned, of winter, I'll just have a quick walk around the garden and see what was alive, what was dead, what jobs I've got to do. Obviously all of the deciduous fruits like the figs are completely dormant now. We've had some frosts, so some of the Agapanthus are very much more evergreen than others. Some of them tend to die back in the frosts back to the ground. There's plenty of seed heads on them, but I'm not going to bother with the seeds because I've got so many Agapanthus I don't know what to do with them. Obviously the rhododendrons and evergreen, this variegated one gives a nice colour throughout the year. Underneath there is my elephant's ears or alocasia, which I'm attempting to keep alive outside over winter. Won't know till the spring when I uncover it if that's been successful. I haven't yet, although I've removed the tomatoes, peppers and aubergines, I haven't yet cleared the grow bags away yet. Excuse me. This is my little experiment to see if I can keep a purple passion fruit, that's Passiflora edulis, alive by keeping it underneath a sort of like a clear plastic protector to try and keep the wind off it. It has already been through probably 2 or 3 light frosts, and we don't tend to get that cold here in the UK. But it's early days yet, although it looks fine. What tends to happen is you get very cold frost, it kills the stems on these Passiflora edulis, because obviously they're not frost hardy, so if the stems die then the plant probably won't come back. The other ones that I've got in the ground are the maypop, which is Passiflora incarnata. They should be fine because they die back to the ground in winter naturally. My chocolate vines, they are semi-evergreens. They don't really lose all their leaves unless we get very, very cold weather. So they should, and they've done very well this year since I planted them, so I'm expecting them to have a load of flowers on them in the spring, and potentially they could even have fruits, which I think are edible, probably not very tasty. All of the figs are completely deciduous now. They still have some obviously figs, dried out figs on them that won't last the winter here because the weather's too cold. If this was the Mediterranean, these would produce a late winter, early spring crop. But for the moment I won't remove these, but technically speaking what you should do is just pull those old ones off because they'll drop off anyway. Obviously pomegranate's deciduous. All of the persimmons have lost all of their leaves now, as have all of the American pawpaws, so it's a pretty boring looking part of the garden. I've left one persimmon on the plant at the moment. I've picked 2 today which are in another video that will start to go a bit soft. This is a gyro. It doesn't that persimmon that's still on there is particularly hard, so I thought I'd leave it on there just to see what happens as an experiment, to see if it softens in December. I don't think it's likely to be attacked by birds or fruit here, as squirrels here, as they don't seem to be particularly interested in persimmons, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if you can hear that, but this surprised me. It's actually started raining, so my video may well get cut short. The mulberries have done very, very well. They've grown very well this year, and I'll be pruning those back in the next I suppose I'll be pruning them in about February before they start into growth, because I need to keep them down to a certain size. I'll make this very quick obviously because it's not raining heavily, but it's raining a bit. Strawberry plants are looking fine for winter. I'll have to remove the dead leaves soon, but they don't need picking over too much at the moment. Another American pawpaw that's completely dormant. My buddleia or butterfly bush, that's now finished flowering, so I'll be cutting that back in the next month or so down to about a foot tall so it can start again. Feijoas or pineapple guavas all looking fine, extremely hardy here, nothing to worry about. Bottle brush, again an evergreen, looks fine. This is a small pomegranate I've got in ground here, lost all its leaves now. As you can see, plenty of agipants, they're still in flower, not in flower, still in leaf I should say. There's another persimmon behind there, it's meant to be an Asian one, still got some leaves on it, so that needs to be pruned fairly soon. This is my biggest feijoa, but not one that produces what I would call it's not a particularly good variety. Got a broken stem on it there, might as well pull that off. The passion flower, the ornamental ones, finally stopped flowering. One or two flowers left high up. Interestingly, when they open this time of the year, they sort of, because of the cold, they're white rather than pink. Might be to make them out. It's raining on the camera. There's a few up there and they're sort of turned white instead of the dark pink they normally are. This is my pineapple guava mammoth. Only had one fruit on it and it's still there. I haven't picked it. I mean, it feels as hard as a rock, so it's not right, but I thought I'd leave it on until it drops and then I'll keep an eye out for it and pick it. Kiwi, which is the small Arguta variety, is dormant. I've left one lemon out. This has never taken off. Ever since I had it, it's been yellow, and I've tried everything on it. I've tried all of the iron additives. I've tried seaweed, sequestrine. I've tried citrus feeds, and it hasn't grown, and it's still stayed yellow rather than going green. So I'm guessing that outdoor experiment's a bit of a failure, but nevertheless, I'm not going to pull it out. I'll just leave it and see what happens, because I've got a small Myers lemon inside as well, so I'm not too worried about this one. Plenty of flower buds on the camellia, so that should give a good display in the spring. These, not so many on these ones, just one or two for some reason or other. But that's a very, very rapid tour because the weather's obviously not too favourable. That's my large pomegranate there. That's dormant, got a few little leaf buds on it, but obviously they're just finishing off, dying off now. Hopefully it'll get a good start next year and I might get some flowers on it. A few plants I've got to repot here. Those are some Chilean guavas that I've had all summer but haven't got around to repotting yet. I'm going to put them into larger pots rather than the ground, and should get some fruit on those next year. All my seedling loquats, which were planted from seed. I think I put the seeds in about last April or May, so that's one summer's growth. They've done very well. A couple of herbs there, thyme and rosemary, and my two grafted loquats, which I have repotted, and I'll give them a year in these pots and then move them into much larger containers and hopefully get some fruit in them. Anyway, that was a quick tour of the garden. Rain stopped again now, and I'm going to try and put some Christmas lights up, but let's give you a quick look around. There is some maintenance work to do, but not too much. It doesn't look too bad at the moment, and in the next few weeks, want to get some if I get some decent Sundays, I'll carry on the clearing up. That's one advantage having a very small garden. Doesn't take long to do. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Welcome to like, share and subscribe the video, and like and share the video, and obviously subscribe to my channel if I have anything of interest to you in my videos, and obviously you can hit the bell if you'd like to get notifications about future videos. Brett out now. Enjoy your Sunday.